All right. Welcome back to Peekaphone. Getting ready to start off with John Doe here, all the way down at the bottom. Currently mission 23, depending on when you're watching this video. It might be a different number. I don't know. It all depends on when they create more missions, where they add them. Could still be mission 23. It might be mission 24. It might be mission 1. Who knows? But as of right now, it's mission 23 John Doe. And I hope you guys have enjoyed all of the playthroughs up to this point of all of these amazing Peekaphone missions. And without further ado, let's get started with John Doe. A car has been found run off the road. The driver is in a coma and being kept at a nearby hospital. The investigators have heard about your reputation for tracking down information with nothing more than a phone to go off, and as luck would have it, that was all the mystery driver had on him. The driver needs to be identified so that his family can be notified, and your assistance is being requested. Has been requested, and who better to ask than Tongue-Tied himself to find out who John Doe really is. Let's start the mission. All right, we got a clock here. Short hand's on 12. It looks like the long hand is on 10, which would be 50. I'm gonna guess it's 12:50. It's not. I mean, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it's the time on the clock, because what else would it be? Oh, you know what? I'm an idiot. Just realized, even though the hand looks like it's pointing directly at the 12, it's not possible for it to be 12:50, because then the hand would be closer to the 1, not the 12. I'm an idiot. So it's actually 11:50. I'm an idiot. I'm stupid. Easy. Jim Geniuses. The answer to unlocking the phone was 11:50. It threw me off, though, because the small hand was pointing directly at the 12. Chat blocked. Correspondent W, you have not checked in or signaled from your rendezvous. I'm guessing that says rendezvous. We'll look at chat here in a second. Can we? All right, we're gonna look at chat right now. Look at the chat at Correspondent W. So Correspondent W is a secret agent, is he? Correspondent W, you have not checked in or signaled from your rendezvous point. Please respond with the corresponding 6-digit passcode, or your assigned phone will be cleared of all data for security reasons. Can't let that happen. We need to figure out what our 6-digit passcode is. Corresponding 6-digit passcode. We got to find that out quick. Got to find it out now. Let's check our phone. Let's check recents. Nothing in there. We have a dial pad. We don't have anything in dial pad yet. Chat, there's nothing in there. Notes, there's a 2. This is untitled. Ooh. Let's check out the news. Maybe we can find something in here. Auto accident baffles investigators. A late 2000 model sedan was found on the side of the road in the early hours of Friday morning. The car appeared to only have one passenger. The driver, who has yet to be identified, appeared to have suffered a head injury and is currently in a medically induced coma. The accident has many unexplained factors surrounding it that have investigators frustrated and flummoxed. Flummoxed. I have never heard that word in my entire life. Ever since I've been alive, it's flummoxed or flummoxed. Flummoxed? I don't know. If somebody knows if it's flummoxed or flummoxed and what the definition of that is, let me know in the comments, because I've never seen that word in my life. The driver did not appear to be carrying an ID. This only emphasizes the importance of having a license at all times. Deputy Sheriff Fisher commented. It isn't just for legal purposes, but for identification during an emergency. Based on the tire patterns, our expert source said it was likely that the vehicle was run off the road, but this is a detail the sheriff's team would neither confirm or deny. It would either be wouldn't either or would neither confirm or deny. Because team would either. Yeah, it would be wouldn't either or would neither. Either one. Interflix defends Jay Moore's anti-cat remarks. What? Anti-cat? I mean, I might not be the biggest cat person out there, but I don't know if I would be considered anti-cat. We don't all allow titles on Interflix that are designed to be inflammatory or polarizing, said Interflix CEO Bob Uptown. We want our customers to enjoy a night of entertainment without having to worry about being offended or feeling like they have to defend some personal point of view. Interflix is a new streaming services that lets users watch the latest and greatest in independent film and television programming. We've already got a great deal of support for this project, said Uptown. A lot of people feel like they are being silenced by the PC police, and we want to give them another place to express their ideas. We need everyone from actors to writers to directors, camera operators, sound guys, really anyone with an interest in freedom of expression to join us in creating the next generation of independent entertainment. Uptown said that he is excited about partnering with Jay Moore, who will be directing the first film that is slated for release on Interflix later this year. We need to build a culture of free expression, and we can't do that without people like Jay Moore leading the way, said Uptown. He turned down TV shows like CSI and NCIS to make sure his message got out there, which is really admirable when you think about it. We want people like him, people who are willing to step up and say what they want to say, even if it means they won't get rich or famous doing it, to build our content for this industry. Interesting. Very interesting. I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm you know, freedom is a great thing. Freedom is a great thing. Notes 2. Untitled. We have the military alphabet here, or I guess it's technically the NATO phonetic alphabet. The NATO phonetic alphabet. That's what it is. But it's military alphabet. It's NATO phonetic alphabet. We have each number. We have 2 numbers with each letter, basically, but each letter is a word. That's how you know which. Yeah. You get what I'm saying. We have 3 letters. Each letter is two numbers. So if 2 is the 6-digit passcode, then you're looking at Tango Whiskey Oscar, which would be 22 12 9. Now, I saw one of my comments, one of you great commenters pointed out that Picophone has an amazing tool that I have never used. I'm going to use it now, but we have here we have this show notes, and I can actually create notes and rather than trying to memorize it all. So it would basically be Tango Whiskey Oscar. So we got 22 12 09. So now that I have that note here, I can now go to the chat and actually have the notes here for me. So 22 12 09. Send that off. I don't have to try to memorize it, and that should be the corresponding number. Thank you, one moment. Oh, cool. Yes. So I was right. With Jam Geniuses able to figure that out. Civilian, we have you under observation. We are aware you are not Correspondent W. You are you? How do you know? I'm using Correspondent W's 6-digit passcode. After some assessment, we have concluded that you did not obtain the phone through nefarious means. Be that as it may, our correspondent is still missing. Given our limited resources, we will allow you to assist us in our investigation. The recovery of Correspondent W is of utmost importance. The phone has specialized tools at its disposal. If you can access them, then you may utilize them. The key lies in the birth of the man who cracked the enigma. We need the exact address of his location. So what are we trying to look for exactly? Where is the injured man located? Inform the agency the man works for, and help them track him down before enemy agents do. So we need to find out where Correspondent W is actually being held in a hospital, because we saw the news article saying that he was being held at a hospital. So we need to find out where the hospital is, and that would be the answer for whoever this person is that's looking for Correspondent W. So they need the exact address of his location. But the key lies in the birth of a man who cracked Enigma. So we need to figure that out, right? Enigma. So what I see here, that Enigma is a German musical project founded in 1990 by Romanian-German musician and producer Michael Cretu. If you know who this musician is, let me know in the comments. How do you pronounce his name? Cretu had released several solo records, collaborated with various artists, and produced albums for his then wife, German pop singer Sandra, before he conceived the idea of New Age World Beat project. So 1990 is the birth of the Enigma, I guess, right? That's what it sounds like to me. I wonder if it has something to do with the calculator here. Let's go 1990 equals. No, has nothing to do with that. Maybe I have to type it back to these guys, 1990. See what they say. The key lies in the birth of the man who cracked the birth of the man who cracked Enigma. So Michael Cretu. We need to look up we need to look up Michael Cretu. Michael Cretu, born May 18, 1957. So the key lies in the birth of Michael Cretu. So 1957. Maybe in the calculator, 1957. No. What if we type it to this person? 1957. Maybe they'll respond. I don't know. Oh, I was searching wrong. I got to pay more attention to these clues. All right. So originally I was just looking up Enigma and then found a musician about an Enigma. It's actually but then I researched, or I re-looked up who cracked the Enigma, and now the Enigma is actually something more mathematical rather than musicianist, or musical, more mathematical than musical. And Alan Turing was a brilliant mathematician born in London in 1912. He studied at both Cambridge and Princeton universities. He was already working part-time for a British government code and cipher school before the Second World War broke out. Alan Turing, was the one who cracked the Enigma. So let's search Alan Turing. So Alan Turing was born June 23, 1912. He passed June 7th, 1954. So June 23, 1912. So that's when so it was 1912. I'm almost certain that has something to do with this calculator here. 1912. No. Maybe it says in the chat, though, it says the key lies in the birth. Oh, the birth of the man. So his whole birthday, maybe, not the year. For some reason, I gotta jam slow down and actually pay attention to what I'm reading. So I was thinking the year, like the birth year of the man. So the actual birth of Alan Turing is actually 06-23-1912. Yes. June 23, 1912. Alan Turing, who cracked the Enigma. So we have recent police reports here. Ooh. Hospital fears staffing shortages as vaccine deadlines loom. Oh no. Hospitals fear staffing shortages as vaccine deadlines loom. Let's read. Oh boy. Hospitals and nursing homes around the country are bracing for worsening staff shortages as state deadlines arrive for healthcare workers to get vaccinated against Movid 21. Dr. Bradley Zola, a local physician, told us that he is worried about the possibility of an outbreak in the hospitals. He said that many hospital employees have not received vaccinations because they fear being laid off by their employers if they take time off work to get vaccinated. He said that this situation could lead to more people getting sick with Movid 21 and possibly dying as a result of it. We are very concerned about the possibility of an outbreak here at St. Anthony's, said Dr. Zola, who works at the emergency room there. If just one or two cases should happen to be brought in here, we're definitely going to have some exposure to the rest of our staff. Many hospitals and nursing homes are already shorthanded amid the pandemic because many nurses and others have quit as a result of burnout or left for lucrative jobs traveling from state to state. We advise those seeking non-urgent medical care to call the hospital prior to arrival. For your convenience, we included a list of busiest hospitals in the region, a bunch of different hospitals with their phone numbers. So maybe we need to figure out where Correspondent W is. Then we can call one of those numbers, and one of those numbers is going to be correct. And with those numbers, when we call, they might tell us the actual address of that hospital if we find out where Correspondent W is. Interesting. It's definitely worth looking at the news articles when they come in. Police report. Oh, these are the police reports. So we need to find Agent W. Case 7291, Melvin Hall. At 12:41, the suspect, Mr. Herbert James, was seen by two witnesses entering the property of Mr. Frederick Jones. The suspect was seen entering the house by Mr. Jones via the video feed from the security camera. By 12:44, Mr. Jones had called the local police station to report that Mr. James was in his house. Police officers have arrived at the scene and were attempting to contact Mr. James via the intercom at the front door. Mr. James had exited the rear of the property and had begun to run away from the police officers. Interesting. Okay. That had nothing to do with Correspondent W. Tanya Carter, I don't think, has anything to do with Correspondent W either. I was dispatched to 239 Carroll Avenue regarding a theft. Bert Saunders reported that his son Clinton's bicycle had been stolen. Saunders told me Clinton had brought the bicycle in the carport that the evening before. The bicycle wasn't locked. The bicycle is a blue Sears Boys bicycle with black tires and black handlebars. The bicycle is 3 years old. Clinton went to the carport after school to ride the bicycle. He saw the bicycle was missing. When his father came home, Clinton told him that the bike had been stolen. Saunders called the police at 5:20. Had nothing to do with Correspondent W. Megan Romero. Officer observed a 1969 Pontiac Trans Am being driven at a high rate of speed on the road. The vehicle was traveling west on Main Street, approaching 4th Street. Officers observed the vehicle continued to accelerate and appeared to be out of control. The vehicle continued down Main Street, passed over the center line, and struck another vehicle while traveling in the opposite direction. The striking vehicle was a 1963 Ford truck driven by Danny Johnson. The driver of the Trans Am fled on foot from the scene, and the accident north on Main Street towards Central High School. I observed that he had minor injuries to his face and head area. No other injuries were reported. Vehicle information: 1969 Pontiac Trans Am, red in color, with 2 doors, no tag or license plate. The vehicle had extensive damage to the driver's side front area. There was a male passenger inside the vehicle at the time of the accident who was not injured in the accident and was not sought after by this officer. This is the first report of a traffic accident that I have ever written. This is my first shift as a patrol officer without supervision from any police agency, state or police or state police. So this was the description of the incident and the vehicles doesn't match what Correspondent W was, because nobody got seriously injured in this. So Correspondent W is in a coma. Like, so it definitely didn't match. Reporting officer Diana Brooks detailed the event. At 13:37 hours, I was called to the scene of a single vehicle crash on Highway 10. This sounds about right. The vehicle was found on the side of the highway with one man already out of the car. The driver had to be extricated. Yeah. The driver had to be extricated from his vehicle because he was not responding to attempts at contact or attempts by other motorists who saw him lying in his car. He was lying down in the seat when I approached him, which caused me to believe that he could have been unconscious or possibly dead, because there were no signs that he had control over himself. He seemed semi-conscious when EMS arrived. However, they quickly determined that he needed prompt medical attention and transported him by ambulance to the nearby St. Simon Hospital for treatment. I checked the scene and found that the vehicle was heavily damaged and there were no other vehicles involved in the incident, which ruled out any accident related to another driver. There was debris such as broken glass and metal fragments scattered across the highway, all of which could have been caused by a collision with an object or a tree, because officers did not find any skid marks on the road surfaces near where they had come to rest. His car was towed for further investigation once EMS had taken him from the scene. So this was not Correspondent W, because there was reports that there was additional skid marks there that could have driven Correspondent W's car off the road, and this does not state those skid marks. So I don't think that was it. So this last one, this 20, 21, 12, 28, 001 PDF, I think this is probably what we're looking for. Hugh Owen is the reporting officer. I was at the scene of a crime at approximately 3:15. I was met by Mr. Smith, who appeared to be very agitated and told me there had been a break into his vehicle. This doesn't sound right either, though. Mr. Smith stated, I left my car unlocked with the key in for 15 minutes while I went into my apartment to get some money out of an upstairs bedroom closet. Mr. Smith stated that he returned downstairs within 10 minutes and noticed that his car's door was open slightly with a bullet hole in it near the handle area of the inside of the door panel area, close to where your hand would go when reaching for or closing a door handle from outside, opening movement of said door. That was a mouthful. As you can see from this photograph here, there's a bullet hole in the door panel area of the driver's side where Mr. Smith stated that he had placed his hand when opening the door to get into his vehicle. Mr. Smith stated that he then noticed that there was $10 billion on top of the $10 bill. $10 billion on his dashboard. Why would you even call? No, there was a $10 bill on top of the dashboard near where someone would sit while driving said vehicle, along with what appeared to be a used chewing gum wrapper next to it on top of the dashboard, which is also pictured here for evidence purposes. So that's not it. But this one, the second from the bottom, sounds closest to what Correspondent W's is, but it doesn't state the skid marks. But didn't the news article state the skid marks? Based on the tire patterns, our experts said it is likely the vehicle was run off the road, but this is a detail the sheriff's team would neither confirm or deny. That's the only clue that we have, though, that it might be accurate. So they were talking about taking him to St. Simon Hospital for treatment. So let's go back to the news article and look for St. Simon. St. Simon Medical. Let me pull out my notepad, my handy dandy notepad. Let's type in this address, or not address, but let's type in this phone number, St. Simon Medical Center, 870-555-0126. Now let's go to our phone. Let's type in our phone number, 870, take this out, 870-555-0126. Call.
You have reached St. Simon Medical Center. We are very busy at the moment. If you require emergency assistance, please reach us at 1132 Carolina Avenue.
1132 Carolina Avenue has to be the answer. 1132 Carolina Avenue, right? Oh, look at this. Good job locating the hospital. You have the eternal appreciation of the agency. Unfortunately, we are still in need of your services. In order to coordinate a rescue operation, our field agents must know the exact room number where the Correspondent W is located. We have access to the hospital systems, and we were able... Interesting. Okay. We have access... He's still typing. I'm not going to be able to read it. We have access to the hospital systems, and we were able to acquire the residents... You would. We have access to the hospital systems, and we were able to acquire the resident list. However, we could not determine the room number for Correspondent W. See if you can find any information on the phone that will lead us to the room number. Save Correspondent W. We are relying on you. Yes. All right. So we have these room numbers. We have 15. Actually, technically, we have 16 room numbers. Bed A's and bed B's. We actually have 32. We have 16 room numbers and 2 beds to each room. So we essentially have 32 options. We definitely need to find a John Doe. So there's a Noah. There's a Charles. That's Jane. There's a Marvin, a Rose. Rose is John Doe? Okay. All right, we might be able to figure this out, maybe. Let's look at the news thing again. No, I don't think the news is going to really give us any information. Look at the accident. I don't know what census means, but that's Joado. So Noah is not correct. It could be Charles. That's a John Doe. Jane Doe. There's a John. Marvin's a John Doe. Rose is a John Doe. So basically, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's there's essentially 6 John or Jane Does, meaning that they don't know exactly who this person is. But if we're looking for John Doe specifically, there are 1, 2, 3 John Does. Joa Doe, I'm not counting. The one where room 102, bed A, Noah, Joa Doe. I'm not counting that one because that's not John Doe. So I don't think that it can't be. So we have 104 bed A, Charles. We have 110 bed A, Marvin, and we have 111 bed A, Rose. There are 3 John Does, but how do we figure out which one of those 3s is correct? We don't want to send the good guys, the agents, to the wrong room, because then the bad guys are going to get the real agent, the real Correspondent W. But how do we figure out who it is. Is it Charles, Marvin, or Rose? Charles, Marvin, or Rose? I have no idea. It's one of those three. Charles, Marvin, or Rose. Is there anything in here? I don't remember seeing anything in here about a Rose either. Or a Charles. Or a Marvin. I don't know. You know what? I did. If I'm right, this is going to be really funny. Well, not funny, but more like, I can't believe it, right? So I just realized I never even looked at the background. The background of the phone here is a giant freaking rose. Does that have something to do with it? A giant rose. A giant rose have something to do with it. John Doe, room 111, bed A. Is that it? Is that the answer? So should we put that in here? Room 111, bed A. It makes sense. Everything makes sense. There's a picture of a rose on the background. There is a rose next to a John Doe in St. Simon Hospital. Or St. Simon. St. Simon. Room 111, bed A. That's got to be it. Now, who do I send it in here? Do I send it in a chat app? Or do I put it in the... Let's try sending it in a chat app first. Let's see what happens if we send it there. Will they respond back? Probably not, right? All right, we have it in our check answer. We're going to check answer right now and see if we actually solved it. Did we find correspondent W? Yes, we did. Jam geniuses. Oh, love it. Absolutely love it. Check that out. We found correspondent W. John Doe was in room 111, bed A of St. Simon Medical Center. I hope you guys enjoyed mission 23? Mission 23, John Doe. If I helped you in any way, let me know. Let me know in the comments if this actually helped you guys. I did receive a couple comments asking me to do a playthrough, do a walkthrough of John Doe. And hopefully this helps. Hopefully this helped you guys figure this one out. Maybe it helped you get over a hump in the clues, or maybe it helped you get over maybe a puzzle that you had to solve. I don't know. But we did find out where John Doe was. We didn't find out who John Doe was, but we did find out where John Doe was. And I hope you guys enjoyed the journey along that way. And if you haven't already, hit that like button, leave me a comment down below, subscribe to the channel, and join the Tethered. As always, thanks for watching. I love you all, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.